But let's go down. I'm actually you know how like in the last video, if you guys watched my YouTube video, I said I switched to the Hades to the adamantium. I'm actually switching to the Hades, guys. 100% switching to the Hades. And not because the Hades is good with the Luminara helmet with the Haze 5. It has to do more so like with the staff. The only reason why I'm switching to Hades is because of the staff. If I only had the Hades and no staff, I would not be using the Hades right now. Just as a heads up. But this has gotta be the best pickaxe in the game, guys. Alright, let's see. So in my previous stream, in my previous video, I highlighted a bit of the staff today, but today we're gonna do some raw money numbers. So you see all these diamonds here. Check this out. Boom. So, and I just got $1,000. What's the cooldown on the projectile? 8 seconds, it looks like. So I just got 1,000 for breaking all those diamonds, and you're probably wondering what the heck, right? And not only that, but let's take a look here. The Gorb tap, one taps it, right? Everything on the ground. So not only does it break, it kind of breaks it in this radius. Maybe a little bit further. I'm not entirely sure. The thing is, I don't know if this was intended design, but man, I just did it again. Let's see how much we got there. $124. So sometimes it can be like good. Like I'll get like at most like 1,000, but it's really randomized. Or sometimes I get like $50. But I no longer am like looking for speed in my mining sessions. I am mainly looking for accuracy. So you know, there's Aurora tap, and then there's Orb tap, right? What do we call the Blossom staff? The Blossom tap? We call it the Blossom tap? Dude, I am no longer a miner. I'm now a freaking wizard. Like, dude, we are no longer miners. We are now wizards in the mine. The wizard, bro's a wizard. Wizard ability. You can be a kitty wizard, dude. So let's see. As you can see, I have telekinesis, right? So okay. So now pros and cons. So like, I highlighted pretty much everything that's good about it. Now, what is bad about it, right? Like now you guys probably want to know. Okay, like I told you guys that this can make up to like 1K per tap. That's amazing, but it's not constant. It's not consistent because it really depends on the ores that are in the area. It essentially deletes the ores that's in this area. Let's try it again so I can give you guys a better representation of it. Let's try to find some ores, and the reason why we're using the Hades is because we want to try to have a higher chance to find some ores just like so. So with the Hades, of course, with the tunneling, we have more chances to bump into ores. It exposes us to much more. So now getting into the downside. So yeah, breaking that redstone right there pretty much broke every single thing there. So I only got $10 there. So it can be hit or miss. It can definitely be hit or miss when it comes to it. So now the cons of the Blossom staff. Well, to replicate this entire setup that I'm doing right now, it's quite expensive. Like the most crucial thing that you need, especially if you wanted to utilize the Hades, like how I'm doing, is you need the Luminara helmet, especially like for this Haze 5, right? Because like with the Haze 5, you're able to like essentially insta-break deep slate with the Hades, which you're not able to do with Haze 3. Now we found some diamond. Let's try it again. So one, it's expensive. Like and cons, it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult to find yourself a Blossom staff. It's not easy. It's as hard as finding a Legion piece. So I don't know if me bringing shedding some light to this item is going to make it more into demand. I'm assuming it will. I highlighted it before, but I didn't realize what it was really capable. Like really capable of what it was like. It was. Like, guys, chat, like, do we have any opinions? Did anybody have any opinions on the Blossom staff? If you take a look here, I pretty much replaced my Aurora Carver with a Blossom staff because I'm so hyper focused and hyper fixated on Blossom staffing. Yeah, I'm gonna call it Blossom staffing. Blossom staffing, yeah. That like the Aurora Carver is just like it's just more inputs, which my entire hotbar is like almost full, right? Like I would much rather it be a bit more cleaner, and so I'm not like playing at like 500 strokes per minute. I'm calling it staffing. I'm calling it staffing. Anybody have any opinions? And any like, it's called Blossom staffing. I'm calling it Blossom staffing. Whether you guys like it or not, that's what I'm gonna call it. So, like, I've seen, it's crazy because I don't think anybody realized the potential with this item, including myself. So I've seen this item go as low as like 1.5 mil at one point. People were just trying to get rid of it because people, like, during the anniversary crate, people were just pulling it back to back to back, and like nobody was really hype about it. Nobody was like, oh, Blossom Staff, but they only saw it as a valuable item because it was a 0.5% rarity. But like now, it's has shown its value. I put this as the like the most, it's probably gonna be the most sought after item now, especially if you enjoy mining. It's gonna be very heavily sought after. Yeah, and it's pink and it's nice, and here, you know what's really cool about it? So when we tap, like let's staff real quick. So when we tap, boom. Okay, that wasn't a good representation. Here, let's see. Let's try it like this. Like we gotta stand a little bit further away. So this also acts as a sniper. So you know how the ability works is it's not like where you go up to it and using the chat for real. Like using the chat.
W's in the shot.
It's not like you go up to it and then you actually have to interact with the block. You can it's an arrow. So you holding the block stuff. It's an arrow. And it's cool because it leaves the petals, the texture of the petals. It's so cool. I feel like an anime character. I feel like a badass anime character right now whenever I use it, and I love it. I love it. Hey, my bad. Guys, you guys know what I mean though. You guys know what I mean. So do what you will with this information, you guys. I don't know if you guys heard it here first, but the only reason why I even picked up the Blossom Staff in the first place was huge shout out to Creepy Lemons. Creepy Lemons was the one that actually showed me how you can, I mean, if you do this, and then you can min-max your, like the reason why I got it was I wanted to min-max the Gorb taps, because I was getting tired of like mining it out. After, dude, when you mine this much, as much as me, take a look here, 50 mil, when you mine as much as I do, like every single Gorb tap becomes a little bit more tedious over time. So like I wanted to min-max so even if the Blossom Staff did get nerfed, I don't care. As long as it's under 4 minutes, I'm still min-maxing my Gorb taps. Now you're probably wondering, okay, if you can make like 1k at most per staff for staffing, then like what is the money per hour, right? And so we're gonna try to go for like a very pinpoint accurate money per hour session by not going off of jobs log, because I just recently learned that it's not quite accurate. We're gonna be basing it off of how much I get in the battle. You think that it's not good? You think the Blossom Staff is not good? That is a very hot take. But I mean, I understand, you know, people might have opinions and all that stuff, and I can't be like, yeah, if something that you think is not good just means that you won't maximize and be very efficient with it. And so if you think you can't be efficient with it, then yeah, it won't be valuable, right? But I'm here to show you, you know, the mechanics, and to show you that it can be quite valuable if utilized properly. It's absolutely insane. Look at this. So chances are I'm gonna get diamonds under me. There we go. Dude, I broke diamonds without having to even look at the diamonds. Is that crazy? I literally just broke that. Let's do it again. Maybe Clivix isn't convinced here. Let's see what we get with this one over here. Oh, look at that. Redstone, diamonds, very nice. So the cons about the Blossom Staff is that it doesn't have fortune. I think it's good and dandy as an endgame miner that can afford the extra. Exactly. I think it's not like, if you can find it, like I would still prioritize a Gorb, because your 100, that's going to be your guaranteed base, right? Your guaranteed base is going to be 30k, and then on top of that, whatever loadout that you have, you can add on top of that, so you can make even more, right? Now with the Blossom Staff, I feel like that would be like it would be on the same addition level as Gorb or Staff. I think they can compete against each other quite well. Let me be honest, before I reported it to get the ore drop fix, it was only decent for dungeons, which is still disabled. The thing is, like, it did this, so Beforehand, it always did do this. It just didn't drop the ores for it. So I had the older iteration of the Blossom Staff before I bought this one, and so it still did exactly what I'm doing right now, but it just didn't drop the ores, which is why they changed the base item from a whatever it was to a pickaxe, so it can drop it. But the downside is it doesn't have fortune. So if you are looking to up your smelting levels and trying to get as much copper, try to get as much iron, and try to get as much whatever as you possibly can, then in that case, then you would like, it's not that great. But let me show you guys a video. Maybe this will change your mind. Let me show you guys a video real quick. Be prepared to get your mind blown. Let me be honest, before I report it, I believe I was one of the few first few items who got it during Annie, and I noticed it would break logs, leaves, and then drop them, but ores, it would only break. It would only break, but you would still get the money from it. So I would say it's valuable. I'm glad though. I'm glad that it now is dropping ores. Although, if it didn't, I wouldn't have cared, because like the ability of it is like I get to pretty much min-max my gourd taps, which is what I find the most valuable with the Blossom Staff, so they can go really hand in hand. So check this out. I recorded a video for you guys. I posted on my Discord, and I realized, damn, this is content. This is content. What am I doing? I'm posting it for free. Now I'm broadcasting it for free. So this I recorded I think like 2 nights ago. Check this out. With the Blossom Staff. So I found this huge iron vein. Boom. Deletes it. This gives a better representation of the area that it can break. Like how far it can. And about a 10-second cooldown. So I just deleted that chunk. I just deleted that chunk of iron vein. So not only is it good for, you know, like it's good for like iron veins, although you're not getting the most iron out of that. Like, well, how much did we get out of all the iron? You could have gotten probably like 2 rows. Like 2 rows from breaking all the iron, but we realistically only got like 5.5 stacks. We only got 5.5 stacks of iron. So that's where the trade-off is. Like, you know, there's no fortune. Now people are saying, I think somebody made a comment where they were like, oh, like we should make a request to add fortune. I think that would make it too broken. I think that would make it way too overpowered. I think they knew that adding fortune to it might be a little bit broken, so they're probably not going to. I wouldn't want them to either. I think it'd be insanely powerful. The only thing that's stopping me from breaking those buying the Blossom Staff is when you use it, it gives you 3 hearts, but when you switch item, it damages you. Yeah, I mean, like I did notice that, but like I mean, I've gotten, I think, like I would say like used to it. So my new mining strategy is now with the Hades, and then whenever I sub into like a piece of iron, a piece of redstone, then I'll just give it a tap. I'll give it a little stab tap. Boink. Look how fast that is. I'm pretty much min-maxing all my gourd taps, which is the best part about this, honestly. It's just gonna be so heavily sought after, which who knows, maybe Legion wanted it to be very heavily sought after. Maybe this is the intended thing that he had in mind, which never caught on with the server. Like, dude, this released what, like in November, October? This item released like literally last year in like October, November, and nobody was hype about it. It could have been completely intended, but nobody knew about it, including myself. Alright, so after some tests, we did 2 runs with the Blossom Staff technique. We'll get into the loadout afterwards, but yeah, how much money did we make per hour with the Blossom Staff? And let's take a look here. For the first hour, it looks like we made $127,000, which is actually really good. We know that we can make around roughly $100,000 per hour with the adamantium and, you know, with the headless horseman, that entire loadout that I was using for the past year. But with the Blossom Staff and the Hades, we're making 127,000 for the first hour. That's pretty solid. And then for the second hour, we made pretty much 123,000. And again, this is all very accurate because we pinned it on our BAL instead of jobs log. So no better way than to check it that way. So what do I think of the Blossom Staff, you know, after running some tests and using the technique for a while? Well, one, I think it's a little bit tedious because you have to wait for a cooldown every single time that you bump into like a piece of ore. You have to wait for the cooldown. Let's say you run into one back to back. So if you do enjoy like that fast-paced mining with the adamantium, you know, that high speed, the Blossom Staff might not be for you. But for people who want more of a laid-back experience when it comes to mining, I think the Blossom Staff is a great item. We're pretty much making like $20,000 more per hour with this item. It's awesome. Now to get into the loadout, what did I use specifically? Well, I used the Luminar helmet for the Haze 5 and the Reach, really good. That goes hand in hand with the Hades, of course, like I mentioned in the last segment. As for chestplate, doesn't really matter. I'm using Nanovex leggings, and it's not because of the Swift Sneak. I'm using Nanovex leggings because it passively regenerates my hunger. Of course, Lava Walking Boot because I mine at negative 54. Speedometer to make up for the lost speed because now we're not using the Headless Horseman, but the speedometer actually works quite well to supplement and replace the Horseman. And then, of course, we're using the Hades, Daikoku, Genesis Orb, and the staff itself. So yeah, that pretty much concludes the video for the Blossom Staff. Blossom Staff is honestly the best pickaxe in the game. You guys cannot change my mind. Yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the Blossom Staff. Is it good? Is it something that you think that you would utilize? Or is the style of mining with the staff not your style? Comment down below with your username as well on Blossomcraft Plus server, and then in the future we're going to be choosing a random commenter to win a Cosmos keys. So hopefully maybe you'll pull a Blossom Staff off that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.